channel. Today we are going to be making shrimp pico de gallo. For the shrimp pico de gallo, we're going to need 2 pounds of 16 by 20 shrimp, okay, which I have this already in water thawing out. I'm using the cooked shrimp. You could also use the raw shrimp. If you use the raw shrimp, I think it's going to taste a lot better. But this recipe is a quick, easy recipe for something that you need to do last minute and you're going to a barbecue or to get together. You could do this really last minute. It doesn't take too much time. So right now I have half a bunch of cilantro. So I'm just going to dice this up really quickly and then put it into my bowl. So you always want to make sure that your fingers and your nails are away from the knife. You see I'm using like a claw, and then we're just gonna dice this up. And now with the leaves, we're gonna go a little bit thicker. Okay, and there you go. A little more. Y así ya. Tomatoes. So I have about 8 plum tomatoes. The darker the tomato, the sweeter the tomato is gonna be. So it almost looks kind of reddish. So these are the ones that I'm using. Again, I'm using 8. So I'm just gonna slice them at the bottom. And then I'm gonna turn them around and I'm gonna slice them again. Okay, and then I'm keeping it on it. I'm gonna hold this together and then just cut. So this is the last one here. Like I said, 8 plum tomatoes. Try to pick them as ripe and as firm as possible. You don't have to dice this perfectly. You just want it to be somewhat symmetrical. You don't want huge pieces and then other pieces really tiny. But you see, it all looks pretty good. And then that's it. You're gonna put this right into the bowl with your cilantro. And then next up, we're gonna dice up a red onion. And so now we're gonna do the same thing with the onion. I'm gonna slice, leaving the root on, just so it stays intact. And then this we're gonna cut into small dices as well. Always wanna be very careful with your fingers. And now we're gonna do it opposite side. And if you didn't know, these are the Freakin' Rican knives. You can find them on the shop at freakinrican.com. We got you covered there. These are Damascus steel knives. Okay, and then the last part here. And we're gonna start dicing. Now we're just gonna keep on dicing this up because we want the onion to be very, very small dice. And if I cry, don't mind me. I'm really happy to be making this video. I haven't made a video in 2 years, so it's been long overdue. I miss you guys so much. I'm just gonna keep on dicing because we want these onions to be very, very small. Okay, so ya terminamos la cebolla y para adentro se fue. So right now we're looking at cilantro, tomatoes, and onions. Next up is going to be the lemons, 8 lemons. Hopefully we make a cup because we need a cup of lemon. You can use lemon or lime. I prefer lemon. It's just a tad bit on the sweeter side. So that's why I'm using lemon, but feel free to use lime if you like as well, okay? Okay, so now, like I said, we have 8 lemons. We're gonna squeeze the lemons. Hopefully you have a good lemon squeezer, which I do. I'm just gonna cut the lemons in half. Let's start with these, and we need a cup of lemon juice, okay? So we're gonna squeeze this. This is a heavy duty lemon squeezer. I love it because it really gets everything out of the lemon. So we need a cup of lemon juice. Okay, so now I have finished squeezing the lemons. Thankfully, no lemon squeezed in my eye, I couldn't see. And so I am gonna see if I have a cup here. Hopefully I do. Oh, me falta como uno, dos. Okay, so I'm gonna just reach 2 more lemons because I really want a cup of lemon, a whole cup. So just bear with me. Okay. So yeah, we're just missing a little bit here, so I'm gonna add that to the mix, and then I'm just gonna go right ahead and squeeze the other 2 lemons. Okay, so that means we're gonna have a total of 10 lemons, all right? You know, some lemons are bigger, some are smaller, so you might need 8 if you get really large lemons, but these lemons aren't so large, so we ended up using 10. And then we have the shrimp here in water. What we're gonna do with the shrimp is take the tail off. So if you could get the shrimp already deveined, cleaned, and you could even get it with the tail off as well. I have it with the tail on because that's what I use for the restaurant. But what I'm gonna end up doing is just basically taking my shrimp. You could come closer. Come closer, I miss you. My God. Okay, so this is the shrimp, right? All we're gonna do is just hold it firmly and just take off the tail, okay? So I need to take off the tail to the whole 2 pounds because this is 2 pounds of shrimp. And then all I'm gonna do is just cut them up into pieces and just throw it into my mix there, okay? So let me finish doing this. Okay, so now I basically took off all of the tails of the shrimp, and I just wanted to show you something. So these are cleaned already, as you can see, they're clean. So let's say you get shrimp and you don't have it clean. All you would do is slice it at the center, and then you want to take off this. So you see this one, they didn't do such a good job at cleaning. So you want to get this literally crap out of here. Okay, so ja, we got that out. Let's throw that out. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna slice these up and put it into our mix in the bowl. And so you're really, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just gonna take each shrimp and cut it in about 4 or 5 pieces, however you like, really. If you want to cut it in half, you could cut it in half. I think the more you cut it, the more flavor it's gonna get. You just don't want to cut it so tiny. So that's why I say about 4 or 5, and that's good. You see, they're still nice, big chunks. So it's gonna get a lot of flavor. And again, if you do this raw, the acid of the lemon is basically what's gonna cook up the shrimp. So it's gonna taste really, really delicious. My recipe is gonna taste just as good because you'll do it today and you could leave it in the fridge for tomorrow. So it's gonna absorb all that juice from the onions, from the tomatoes, the cilantro, the lemon, and it's gonna be amazing for your party. And today what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook up some tostones, and we're gonna use the tostones to dip into this shrimp pico de gallo. So this is kind of like a pico de gallo slash ceviche. I'm gonna finish doing this, and then we're gonna put it into the bowl. Okay, so ya terminé aquí. We're talking a little Spanglish because if you don't know, I'm Puerto Rican. So us Puerto Ricans talk a little English and we finish it off with a little Spanish. So ahora ya, we're gonna put this shrimp inside. I cannot wait to eat. Okay, so this is again 2 pounds of shrimp. Let me put this here. Don't mind my green bowl, okay? Not supposed to be cutting shrimp in a green bowl, but I'm gonna sanitize it real good with some bleach, and we're gonna be okay. All right. So here, what I'm gonna start to do is just mix this up. okay? So you see it starts to look like pico de gallo. Okay, I got it. Smells so fragrant because of the lemon, the cilantro, the lemon juice. Y ahora, we're gonna put some condiments, okay? So here we have a teaspoon of sea salt. There we go. Little sea salt. We have a half teaspoon of black pepper. And we have a half teaspoon of sugar. There you go. Make sure everything is out. And now we're gonna give this a good mix again. And then I'm gonna let this sit for a while, maybe like an hour at least. And then it'll be time to taste. In the meantime, I'm gonna go and fry up some tostones. Well, not really tostones, but like chips, like plantain chips. And we're gonna use that for a dip, okay? So right now I'm gonna wash my hands, I'm gonna put some plastic, and I'm gonna take this to the fridge, and we will be back. And as you already know, I always switch up everything in the freaking recipe. So I actually tasted a little bit, and I'm gonna adjust it. So now it's gonna be, instead of 1 teaspoon of sea salt, it's gonna be 1.5 teaspoon of sea salt. And instead of 1.5 of sugar, it's gonna be 1 teaspoon of sugar, okay? I felt like it needed just a little something extra, okay? So right now it should be good. I'm gonna give this a good stir, wrap this up in plastic, put it in the fridge, and then it'll be time to taste it. Okay, so that's it, time to the fridge. So I sliced already some plantains because we're gonna make some plantain chips for the ceviche, and now I'm just kind of rinsing them off, and I'm gonna tap with some paper towels, and then we're gonna be ready to just throw them into the So basically I already patted them dry, and all I'm doing is just throwing them into the deep fryer. You're probably not gonna have a deep fryer at home, so just put a little caldero with some oil, let the oil be hot enough, and just throw them in, okay? You wanna throw them in separate, pa que no se vayan pegando. Again with my Spanglish, okay, and there you go. Then after that, we'll throw a little sea salt to them, and we're just gonna throw them, let them fry for about a minute. Since they're nice and thin, the thinner the better. So you probably have one of those old school guayadores. You just make them into chips and then just throw them in. So ja, they're getting nice and toasty. I'm gonna leave them for a couple more seconds, and that's it. So the thinner the better. They're gonna fry up really quickly, and this is gonna be great for your guests to kind of dip in the pico de gallo. Okay, so Ja, we're gonna take this out. The plantains, we just sprinkle a little bit of sea salt. You can actually come and see. All right, so you see that right there, little sea salt. Just kind of flip it around a little bit. Y ya. There you go. And there you go. That's your ceviche. Voila. Okay, and now is the best time of all. What time is it? The time to taste. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. Aquí va. I got the plantain chips. So I'm gonna just take a plantain chip. I want a little bit of juice, a little bit of everything. Wow. And to think it only sat in the juice for an hour, and it tastes so good. So imagine if you leave it a good 5 hours, 6 hours, it's gonna taste so much better. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I miss you guys so much. Remember to follow us, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, give us a like. And you know that I do have a restaurant, it's in Astoria, New York. You're more than welcome to pass by. And our website is www.freakinrican.com. We have hot sauce, we have t-shirts, aprons, knives, sazon, adobo, you name it. I love you guys, and until the next video, Remember, la vida es mejor, con un buen sabor. Thank you.